Welcome back to the Underground Treehouse. I'm your host, Big Kenny, and it's Guy Showtime. This is episode 2, part 2. Now, we talked about the rules in part 1. We talked about masculinity, the bar by which we are judged. And now we're going to talk about regulations now. Regulations are the actual details of the rules by which you live. Now, this is the thing. For you to have regulations, you have to have rules. There are generally formed by morals. I know that's a big word, and I know a lot of y'all might want to Google it or look it up or something like that because you may have never been referenced to it. I tell you what I'm going to do just to help you out. Morals. Now, our good friends at Webster says that morals are of or relating to principles of right or wrong behavior. Now, right and wrong is so subjective, especially in times like this. But you've got to have some sort of code. When you always think about a guy, when you think about a man, when you think about a stand-up man, when you think about a hero, when you think about the guy who swoops in and saves the day, when you think about the knight in shining armor, when you think about the G, when you think about the real OG, when you think about that dude, you always think about that person, and in that person's character, in that person's character description, there's always the root of some sort of moral code. Death before dishonor, for God and country. I ain't finna let my hood down. You have to have some sort of code. Now, that code for me is a code that's governed by a higher power. You have to believe in something that keeps you balanced. Now, my higher power is God. I don't know what you believe in. You may believe in Vishnu. You may believe in Buddha. You may believe that there is nothing but spiritual law of attraction. You may worship the Migos. That's cool with me. But whatever that code is, please at least have it to be something that is positive and puts out positive energy and receives positive energy back. Now, one of the reasons I bring this up is because men are supposed to be leaders. It's hard for people to follow you if they don't trust you. It's hard for people to trust you if you ain't got a moral code. So that's what I'm saying. I wish men taught that to men still. Some sort of code. Hey, bruh, we don't do that as guys. We don't do that. Bros before those. See, you thought I was going to say the H word and offend a bunch of these broads out here. But man, I know how these chicks is. You think I would call them anything other than women? You crazy. I'm smarter than that. I be thinking. So, again, morals. We had part 1, rules, masculinity. We talked about that. Part 2, regulations, morals. You got to have some moral code. I know that they say we'll hit anything, and that's kind of true. That's kind of true. We will. We are knocked down a hibernating bear. You know what I'm saying, men? But that's a guy thing. We supposed to do that. Just like women can change their mind, we can have sex with a woman that looked like Danny Glover and Shaquille O'Neal had a baby. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. Men are welcome to do that. That's completely a man's thing. It's a guy thing. Women don't understand. We're driven by a different motivation than women are. Let's say that. So, morals, though. Morals. I understand we'll do certain things just because we are guys, but we can't do everything. We've got to draw a line at some point, fellas. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know what's right. You got to know what's wrong. And it's not really somebody's got to teach you. If you got to wonder if it's right or wrong, then that's your answer. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not trying to sound like I'm better than you, because trust me, when it comes to dumb mistakes, I've made them all. When it comes to questionable behavior, if you look it up in the dictionary, this face is next to it in the dictionary. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to hope that you don't do some of the things that I've done. So, a moral code for guys, rules, regulations, part 2. regulations, morals. Always make sure that you are focused of or relating to principles of right and wrong behavior. So if you want to be a good leader, if you want to be an effective member of your community and around everybody else, make sure that you have some sort of moral code. Now, the hit anything, just work on that. I'm telling you, bro, don't struggle with that too long. Don't struggle with that. You know how we do. You know how we do. People just be judging us for that. You've even got caught up with a cougar. A lot of times, you know how it is with black women. Blacks don't crack. You don't even know you at the zoo and be done ran into a cougar. You know what I'm saying? Now, she said her name was Mayreen, so that kind of should have tipped you off, and she wanted to do to play something by Clarence Carter or Bobby Womack, but you kept going because, again, we driven by a different motivation. But have some morals. Don't be all up in somebody nana. You know what I mean? Don't be all up in a house blowing strong and taking shots of Hennessy, got her smoking vape pens. That's a senior citizen. I understand she might look good. She might be just a tad bit older than you, but have some respect. Morals. It's a code you have to live by. And again, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about requirements after this. My man, I'm not even going to tell that story, but I'm Big Kenny. We'll be right back in a minute with more Guy Show.